You able to see the screen, everyone? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Now we are continuing with our basic module. Some of you may be knowing little bit of this, but this we'll see why we invest in stocks, why stock markets exist, some myths, some 3 M's, method, money, and mind management. Why we should trade in markets. What are the trading styles and stock market terms? This is an educational purpose video. I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm not liable for any gains, losses made by you. Objective is to spread financial literacy. Why do we trade? Sorry, why do we invest? Let us start investing in ourselves first, educating, go through the complete course. I've seen people doing little bit here and there. Half the time they are not there. Sometimes they look at the videos. Then there is no continuity. Every time I'm having a market review session, you should attend that. That will give you an idea how to read the charts. Over a period of time, you will become a good, knowledgeable person. Don't be shallow in anything. Go deep in the subject. Mistakes will happen. Believe me, when I started my investing in 1991-92, nothing like this was available. Stock market was a fear. Everyone used to talk about gambling and all those kind of things. I'm not here to gamble. I'm taking this as a business. Take stock marketing as a business. My course name is also like that only. Business of stock marketing, stock market, investing and trading. You should consider stock market as your business. Believe me, I am doing since last 2 years continuously on this. Earlier I used to be on and off because I got my educational classes also. But I am seeing the difference in my portfolio. 34% gain. When I'm comparing with some of the mutual funds, it is not that much also. Some mutual funds are given nothing. Only thing you have to be worried about is not to have a big loss. Small losses will happen. But any big loss which can wipe out your capital, that should not happen. Always follow your process, your systems. Stock markets is nothing but you are helping the economy, the country, the businesses to grow. You have to identify which business you want. Supposing I'm going to buy a real estate, I'm going to spend a lot of money and time. So I'm going to invest time in looking at what I'm going to buy. I get so many information daily, but I do my fundamentals very clearly. I see at the fundamentals, then go to and see the charts, and then I invest. 3 or 4 people have sent me their evaluation, their portfolios. The others don't want. I'm not able to force anyone. I will not do that. But अगर आपको evaluation करना है, तो information ये है कि you have to review your portfolios on a quarterly basis. Then only you will do well. Especially events like the market going down 20%, 15% crash, correction, or the budget. These are the periods you have to review your portfolio in a deep manner. You can make money as well as you can lose. If you do it like hota hai, chalta hai, not having proper understanding of the rules, process, doing the way like a luck hai ki nahi hai, aaj lucky din tha, kal lucky din nahi tha. In all these cases, you will be losing out. You should define your processes. Small habits will have to develop at how to start the day, how to look at the other world markets. Be patient. That is the first important virtue you will have to create. Don't be in a hurry. एक स्टॉक निकल गया तो चलेगा. प्रॉफिट में भी ग्रीड मत रखना. I sold Tata Elxsi at 7,300 and I sold Tata Elxsi at 7,800. थोड़ा थोड़ा बेचा. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर मैं 7,300 पे बेचता नहीं था तो 7,400 500 से नीचे गिर जाता था. तो so you have to be a little careful in when you want to sell. Always the markets will not be like that. Emotions like your fear, your greed. Fear होता है कि मार्केट गिर रहा है मैं सब बेच दूं. No, have some confidence. Economy is doing well. एक दो महीना नीचे जाएगा मार्केट. Don't think that I have lost something majorly. It is only your portfolio has gone down. But if you see over a period of 10, 12 years, you will find that the portfolio is improving. It is moving up. For an investor, it's a long-term thing. If you look at short terms, then you're not an investor, you are a trader. But a trader can also be making money. So as a trader, I do swing and positional and I see that there is a good amount of money in that. Hindalco, I mentioned on 14 January, 15 January, somewhere that time, go for it. And I said about a month. It has taken nearly a month and it has gone up by 6%, even in this market. I'm expecting another 3-4% around 560 levels. Equity markets will give you minimum 17% return. Last year, they gave you 24% Nifty. But I'm expecting around 17% to 19% this year. But it will be much more than the FDs, than your debt instruments. Real estate doesn't even give 5%. And last year, gold gave negative returns. Don't think of stock markets as gambling. 80% of the population, people do that only. They go by tips and advices and then they blame the markets. For companies, it is existing because it becomes a source of money for their expansion of business. So source can be in the debt, the loans which they take, IOU type, and the equity ownership is in the stock market shares. So companies can go for loans, company can go for pledging, companies and individuals also go for pledging and leveraging. In the stock markets, options and futures are available where people do margin trading and leveraging. I, for one, don't do. Because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to avoid the big loss. 3 दिन नहीं कमाएगा तो चलेगा मेरे लिए, लेकिन एक दिन तो मैं कमा दूंगा. So debt is one instrument which we use. The other way is the equity markets. So let's see now what are the myths. Risky है, पैसा जाता है. क्यों पैसा जाता है? Because you don't know and you're not doing the things the right way. The stock market has moved up to 58,000 level in Jan. I'm talking of the Sensex and Nifty up to 17,500. Short term mein, it is always a upar niche wavy movement. But in the long term, if you see, the trend is always upwards. 2008 crash, subprime losses, markets went down. Lehman Brothers Bank and all big banks, they defaulted, declared bankruptcy. COVID, March 2020, market came down from 12,000 level Nifty to 7,500 level on 23rd March. Once again went back to 15,000 level by Feb 2021. By Jan 2020, from that COVID level of 12,000, it has nearly, from 7,500 levels, it has nearly double. Currently, it is at 17,500 levels. Last year, Nifty gave a return of around 24%. So if you are an investor, definitely you are benefited. But अगर वो मार्केट गिर गया तुमने सब निकाल दिया तो वापस मार्केट में एंटर करने का टाइम भी तुमको डिफिकल्ट होगा, एंड यू विल बी एंटरिंग एट द हाई लेवल्स. Last year when I was doing this, I had mentioned people to buy it, buy when the Nifty was down. Some of them have benefited. So long terms, definitely the stock market does rally. It will happen because the Indian economy is doing well, the GDP is doing well, the world is recognizing it. So this is the kind of 1000 levels upward movement. How many sessions? From 1000 to 2000 it took 13 years. From 2000 to 3000 2 years. From 9000 to 10,000 2.5 years. From 7500 March 2020 23rd March to Feb 2021 11 months में वो double हो गया. And from 14,000 of 1st Jan 2021 till 1st Jan 2022 it went to 14 to 17 350 levels in a year's time. So don't you think the markets are doing well? Definitely they are doing well. थोड़ा patience हमें रखना पड़ेगा. And correction is a healthy thing. It is not that I am losing anything. The markets are becoming sensible and at the right price to buy. Second myth is I have to be a finance guy, nothing like that. I've done my MBA, but I'm not a finance guy. I've done my MBA from the best institute, Jamnalal Bajaj, and I was a fifth ranker in the university. Many people in the industry, they are not finance background. They are having regular kind of understanding, but they are successful because they are investing, they have learned the processes. Everyone goes through ups and downs. Financial background is not a necessary requirement. Third most important thing is we have to manage ourselves. The 3M, the methods and processes, the risk management, the position sizing, hold your wickets, don't get bowled out. One more thing, your psychology, your mind management, your fear should be removed. Market emotions should not be the reason. When everyone is buying, you should be selling. When everyone is selling, you should be buying. You should move in the opposite direction of greed and fear. When I say methods and processes, I need to know all these things. Fundamentals, technicals, strategies, trading setups, money management, position sizing, risk management, risk assessing, mind management, fear, greed, FOMO, emotions. Even small people, small investments, you start making money. You don't need a lot of money to start investing. One investor, Mr. Perinju Veliat, I read his history, his story from a small school topper in a village, came to a city, started our own company. Today is one of the big investors. If you read the stories of many investors, you will find one common thing. Nobody tells you to do trading. Only thing you can make money, that is what is my view, is through swing trade, positional trade, sometimes BTST, and long-term investing, value-based investing, and moving with the growth stocks. That will help you. Start investing in small quantity. If you're afraid of stocks, start with mutual funds. Slowly and steadily, you will realize that your minimum amount of savings of 30%, 40% is the one which is going to build up the income. Then what should be your expense? After removing the saving, compulsory saving, 30-40% निकालने के बाद, that is the remaining amount you have is your expense. You'll see a budget kind of for a family, how to do about that in the fundamentals in personal finance part. Avoid making any kind of stock buying. If you are buying from mutual funds, to start with, you can do that. But over a period of time, learn the art of picking up the stocks, selling, reviewing the stocks. Because mutual funds are costly. They have administration cost, which is called as expense ratio. There are exit load charges if you want to exit within a year. Avoid FDs. Avoid debt instrument. Don't give up. Learn from your mistakes. Big companies will give you average returns. Saturation is there, but you have to be invested. I call them as a FD kind of returns, but not the number. The number will be around 14-15%. Like if I was to invest in Hindustan Unilever or HDFC Bank or TCS or Infosys, okay, 14-15% देगा वो, much better than the FD. So these are my FD stocks. Minimum इतना देगा ही देगा. उससे ज़्यादा मिला my growth stocks, mid cap stocks. Current market price of the stock is increasing. Slowly and steadily it is increasing. See L&T last year around 900,000 level. Today around 1700 levels. Nearly doubled. Now it is going down. When it is going down, you can buy it at the right price. If you are afraid of investing in big companies, go and invest only in large caps. Then move to the mid caps. And then move to the small caps. Why do we trade in, what do we trade further? We trade in equity shares which are available on the NSE or the BSE stock exchange. We trade in futures and options. I avoid it, but I use OCA, option chain analysis, to understand where the market is moving in which direction. Those who are dealing in bullion markets or grains, potatoes, commodities, foreign exchange, futures are also done. All these instruments are available, but we will be dealing only with equity shares. We will be dealing only with equity shares. So point number 2, which is your options and all. Okay. Avoid options. Trading styles. People do intraday. Many books are available. I have got most of them. I read them. I read the understanding. Whatever we learn in technical analysis can be applied to intraday, swing trading, positional and long-term investments also. It is not that I use a particular style and I use a particular thing. It is up to you which tools you want to use. But all tools mostly are usable on all the types of trades. A scalper looks for a few minutes trades. Income trader will look for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes charts. A daily income trader will look for 15 minutes, 1 hour and a day chart. Worst come to worst, if you have a lot of time available, then you should do DIT. If you have a lot of time available, then you can do daily income trader. But please understand that taxation of a daily income trader ka income is like your regular income and not, it does not come under surcharge of long term and short term नहीं आता है, वो direct आपका income में जाएगा. And you'll have to pay as per your income, whether it is in the 30% bracket or 50% bracket or whatever bracket it is. All the above 3 types are basically intraday traders. We'll see in depth. Just now I'm just introducing to you. They have margin money for going long or short. Short trades are also available. Even if you don't hold the stock, you are still allowed to trade that. You can sell the stock and before the end of the day, you have to buy back and give it back to the broker. Square off of the daily trading happens around 3:10 depending upon your broker. If you don't square off, the system will do it by itself. Some brokers like ICICI and they allow to make it into deliveries, so you can convert that into deliveries. On the taxation front, this 1, 2, and 3 are considered as a business income, and you are taxed as per your tax bracket. You can do DIT, which I will show you. HIT may be rules same hai, only thing that you are doing it quite often, multiple trades in a day. Scalper is the person who looks for 1 minute, इसमें थोड़ा फायदा हुआ निकाल दिया, 1 मिनट के बाद निकाल दिया, 3 मिनट के बाद निकाल दिया. So that is lot of stress levels are built up. So avoid 1 and 2. You can do DIT. Swing trading is what we see. We use the hourly chart, the day chart, and the weekly chart. The hourly chart is like your grandchild. The day chart is your son or your daughter, and the weekly chart is yourself. When you look at this particular configuration, the weekly chart is going to decide what zones I am good at. The middle level chart is going to tell me the trend in which the stock is going. And the execution chart, which is my hourly chart, tells me what level I should buy. Many times you are seeing me doing demand zones and supply zones on the day chart or the weekly chart. In between, I can have something called as a hourly chart. The hourly chart also tells me at what level I can buy. But hourly chart, you will be able to see in the live market and you will be able to follow it. Further, a swing trader does fundamental analysis and technical analysis. People only do technical analysis, but I for one will believe one thing, that if your fundamentals are strong, you will not get worried. And whenever I mention sometimes that I am buying it because I like to look at the future, like Tejas network, fundamentals not so strong, but I know that in the future it is going to do. I mentioned that in fundamentally average or fundamentally weak. It is very important that you should know that. These trades last, mostly we will be doing long trades because short sell beyond 1 day is not allowable. SEBI does not allow that. But people in the FNO segment, they do that. So in futures as well as in options, people do that. Positional day is for, this trading is for more than few weeks. Swing trader will get benefit in a week, but week to 10 days, maybe 15 days also sometimes. But in the case of positional traders, you may need something like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. That is why they also call as MIT, monthly income trade. WIT is nothing but weekly income, maybe 10 days also or more. Here also we take long trades only because I am not doing futures and options, so I cannot do short sell and take it forward. SEBI does not allow it. Only you are allowed in the cash side. BTSC is buy today, sell tomorrow. STBT is not allowed. Sell today, buy tomorrow is not allowed. SEBI does not allow that. So we can look at BTST also. Some essential.
Sorry. Yeah. Viraf, sorry to interrupt. When you say sell today, buy tomorrow, you mean the money, right? So if I've used the money to
sell today, buy tomorrow. Supposing I stock BTST, buy today, sell 100 TCS. I don't have TCS in my portfolio at all. So what I've taken loan from my broker 100 TCS. Now STBT is not allowed, so that I cannot sell it next day. But on the same day, and before the end of the day, what I can do is I can buy that 100 shares and I can give it back to my broker. Now what is happening? I know that the TCS is going to fall today. Then what I'll do, today it is at 3,800 levels and it will fall to somewhere near 3,700, 750 levels. So I will sell the shares and before the end of the day, I'll buy it once again. So 3,800 पे बेचा और 3,750 पे buy किया. The gap of 50 rupees into the number of shares, I get it at that is my profit. So this is nothing but margin trading, which is allowed in the daytime. Yeah, in the daytimes, intraday times. So some people do at HIT level, some people do at DIT levels. Okay, STBT is not allowed in India because SEBI does not allow it. BTST is allowed. This is allowed. BTST is allowed. IPO is nothing but the initial person going into the stock market. I am already a private limited company. I want to list my company in the stock markets. I'm doing reasonably well since last 5-10 years. I am the promoter till now. I'll say let me put 60% of my investment in the company. I'm the promoter and 40% I will go for an IPO, initial public offer, which is nothing but also known as primary market offer. Most of the times the IPO gets oversubscribed. The listing price is very high. People feel very happy that they have got, and then they realize that over a period of time, the IPO goes down. Earlier, I used to apply for the IPOs. Nowadays means since last few months, I have actually stopped it. Some of the cases which you know, Paytm listed very poorly. Car trade went up, but now it is going down. Zyka is only one which is doing relatively well. Okay. Zomato went up quite a lot, but now it is coming down. Now, if you must be seeing the results of the companies also, they are also not doing so well. So, car trade, it went up to 1400, 1500, 1600, and then today it is available at value below the listed price also, below the premium also. So, what you see from that IPO is not always successful. 10-15% of the companies will do very well. Another 5-10% will be neutral, moderate, and many of them say 30%, 40%, sometimes even 60%. If you see a particular type of market, currently we see that all the IPOs are not doing so well. Latent View was a good IPO, but others were not so good. Zyka was good. Nika, not Zyka, Nika, sorry. The Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange are the two major stock exchanges. Most of the time, the companies get themselves listed in NSE and BSE. Sometimes NSE में नहीं मिलता है तो BSE में करते हैं.
Viraf, I think BSE is splitting this coming week. 1:1 bonus.
Yeah, it is coming. It is split or bonus? Split, no?
I think so, split, yeah.
See, this split and bonus normally doesn't make much of a difference to your share. People have that very happy feeling that I am getting bonus of 1:1. But actually what happens? If you see the portfolio value of say 100 shares bought at this price, currently at this price, and after the bonus you'll realize it is more or less the same. Okay, because they have good amount of their reserves, they give you bonus. These are NSE and BSE are the stock exchanges at the national level. There are other regional stock exchanges also, not so much in demand. Ahmedabad, I think so, Kolkata also. BSE has about 5,000 stocks NSE is very selective. They have only 1300 stocks. Very high transactions happen in NSE and BSE. Nowadays, more in NSE. NSE Sensex, NSE Nifty 50 and BSE Sensex 30. These are the two indices normally people refer. An index is nothing but an indicator of the performance of that particular sector or the basket of stocks. It helps us to understand how the economy is performing, how the sector is performing, whether the market is strong or market is weak. Here is one particular you can see the BSE Sensex. Which are the 30 companies in BSE Sensex? You can get this information from NSE or any of the sites. Equity Master is the current one which I am looking at. You can get all the information. These are the 30 stocks on BSE Sensex. Nifty 50 has 50 stocks. They are nothing but the economic barometer of the country. How is the country doing? How is the market doing? Here is the NSE. This gives you the chart also. The current picture, the stocks are increasing, the stocks are coming down, the stocks are coming down, little bit flat, flat, coming down, moving up, coming down, coming down. You can see that flat. This is past 365 days. This is today current. This is last 1 month. So with this kind of information is available, too much of information is available. You don't have to worry anything. Nifty 50 में कितने stocks है? Go to Google. Google is our library. Go and see all the stocks. Which are the 50 ones? If you want sector-wise information, just type in Google sector-wise information. You'll get that information also. It gives us a good idea how the business is happening. You should consider this as your business. When I'm picking up a stock, you'll see the top-down approach. All these things, if you do properly and spend good amount of time, you will definitely make a lot of money. The stock market timings 9 a.m. to 9:07 is your pre-market hours. I've done this early also. 9.08, you can have an idea whether the market is going gap up or gap down. 9:15 to 3:30 is a trading time. Everyone is available there doing the trading. Volatility is normally high. Note this point. Between the first 45 minutes to 1 hour, then around 12:30 to 1:15, 1:30 when the European markets open up, and then last 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. After 3:10, the brokers will close your intraday and your on the expiry day, your F&O positions. 3:30 p.m., 4 p.m. after closing market hours. 9:15 to 3:30 is the market hours actual, and 9 to 9:07 is the pre-market hour. After market hours, we cannot participate. We'll have to wait for the next day. but 3:30 to 4, the big brokers, they close their transactions. Many a times at 3:30, you'll see a particular closing, and after half an hour, 45 minutes, you'll be seeing another value. That is because after the market closes, the brokers' transactions have been accounted. Some of the stock market terms, stock exchange or stock market or a bourse is nothing but a broker with whom we are dealing for buying and selling of the shares. They have the indexes like S&P 500 US, Dow Jones Index US, Nasdaq Technical Stock Index US, FTSE is London-based stock exchange, CSE France, DAX German, Hang Seng, Hong Kong-based Shanghai, Chinese, Nikkei, Japanese, some of the important stock exchanges of the world. We have the BSE and NSE in India, the largest stock exchanges. Stock symbol is nothing but the name which is given to the stock. It can be in numeric code in BSE, and you find alphabetic or alphanumeric in your NSE. Mostly it is alphabetic. Some places it is numeric also. Stock is the smallest unit of the equity you hold. Face value of the stock. Earlier we used to have only 10 rupees stock, but the stock prices go up so much. Then they split the shares, and you get that many number of shares. Market price or spot price or last traded price or CMP, current market price, is nothing but the price at which you buy or trade the stock. Stock quotes is having information about the stock buy price, the bid price, the latest traded price, the volume, and the the seller's price, also called as the offer or the ask price. Many a times, stock quote is also known as market depth. They give you multiple bid and ask price. Stock price is very dynamic in a live market. Bonds are nothing but the instruments which we use to buy the bonds from the market. They are instruments which use at a fixed level. Interest rates are fixed at that level. There are some convertible securities also traded. They are in the form of bonds. They are converted in the future. The brokers are people who buy and sell the stocks. They have a class team working for them. They give a lot of advices also nowadays. Portfolio is the number of different kind of financial assets you may be having. It can be your stocks, it can be your mutual funds, it can be your FDs, it can be your shares, bonds, gold, real estate. These are different types of asset classes which you can have. We'll be doing this in the fundamentals. Bear market, when the market is falling consistently, we have something called as a bear market. It is in a downtrend stocks. When the market becomes corrects by about 20% or more, we say that market sentiments are negative. It can be partly because of the sentiments, partly because of the world order. Some changes are happening. The problems which we face because of COVID, lockdowns, and all. Weakening of the economic activity can also be one of the reasons. Most of the time, investors start selling the stocks on fearing of major losses. Bull markets are the rising markets, and we rise for not for few days or weeks. We are rising continuously. That is the kind of bull market one should be looking at. The economy is thriving. Investors are positive. Market conditions are positive. People buy stocks at a lower price and then they try to reap maximum returns at the higher price. Timing the market is not so easily possible. Annual reports and quarterly reports are very useful to understand how the companies are doing. So you should look at the P&L, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flows. We'll see this in the fundamentals in depth. Arbitrage is nothing but a people who buy and sell with a slight difference in price. Like supposing a particular stock is available at on Bombay Stock Exchange, stock X is available at 20 rupees and 10 paisa, and on Nifty it is available at 20 rupees and 20 paisa. So difference is 10 paisa. So that buying and sell and trying to make money, okay. So that is the way in which many arbitrage brokers also there. Their traders are there basically. Mutual funds are there where a lot of investors put their money and the mutual fund house they buy the stocks. Mutual funds do equity based, balance funds, flexi cap, debt funds, and different kind of thematic funds also. The pool of money is handled by the money managers. They charge you expense ratio. If you try to go out within a year's time, exit load is there. Then there is a deal. I mean, when you have a broker, you're not doing directly, then you have to pay for them those commissions also. IPO we saw already. It is nothing but the initial public offering which is given when the company wants to raise its capital. When a mutual funds wants to raise its capital, we call it as a NFO, new fund offer. In the stock markets, for the shares of the companies, we call it as IPO. This is one thing which you'll be learning regularly. You'll be seeing that. I buy a stock at this price. I keep a stop loss below me, and I keep a target above. We'll see this in the lectures when we'll be having technical analysis and reading of charts. The difference between this entry price and the profit is my earnings. This is nothing but a long process is nothing but I buy the stock at a low price and I sell at a high price. A short is nothing but I am entering the market at a particular price. I put the stop loss below. Here it is below and here it is above. And I know that my market is going to fall, that stock is going to fall, and I keep my target here below. Target और भी नीचे आएगा. So here is my target. This is my profit. I buy at this point and give it back to the broker. So we buy when we expect the prices to go up, and we do long. And when the price goes down, when the market is in a downtrend, we try to short it. Short is nothing but sell. I want you to go through this particular video by Earl Nightingale. We have seen this video multiple times. It's a very useful video. If you can watch it regularly, it is good for you. This will reaffirm your thinking about the markets, will make you realize that if you follow some instructions, some rules, some processes, affirmations, you will be able to do much better. Okay. So this is the video I would like you all to see. Just type in Google video, and in the YouTube you can type. You can see here the strangest secret. Go through this video multiple times.
The late Nobel Prize winning Dr. Albert Schweitzer was being interviewed in London. The doctor was silent a moment and then he said, "Men simply don't think. It's about this that I want to talk with you. We live today in a golden age. This is an era that man has looked forward to."
Please go through this video. Hear it couple of times. If it is possible, hear it every day. This is a good video to see. Let us see what books I am going to suggest. This is what I had mentioned last week also. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So this is useful to you because if you continue after the Atomic Habits, you read this book. You will understand why the rich and successful people, what kind of thinking they have, what is the psychology behind that, what is their personal success and money blueprint they have in mind. Identify your money blueprint, identify what you want to do, identify the fundamental analysis, what you will do. Define 4-5 points in your fundamental analysis. Define 4-5 tools in your processes or technical. Make it as a part of your daily habit. If somebody is doing weekend based, then you can do as a weekend trading. If somebody is spending 1 or 2 hours daily, you can make it as a daily habit. Execute your blueprint, what you have decided, your rules, your processes. Have a feedback loop. Something will work, something will not work. What is not working for you, know that also. Log it. Log it. Write it down. Over a period of time, you will realize that you will stop doing the same mistakes. You may create an Excel worksheet and start logging here. Correct your blueprint, your rules, your processes, and continuously revise your blueprint. And this is a process you'll have to do repeatedly for your till the time you want to be a successful person. And after also that, what you need to do is follow this habit. So this is the book I have suggested for this. You can read this book. PDF is available also on PDF drive or something. This webinar was for understanding educational purpose only. Okay. I'm closing it. If anyone has any questions, you can ask me. Anyone?